A Different World was more than just a television show, it was a cultural phenomenon that brought humor, heart, and thought-provoking discussions to households across America from 1987 to 1993. It introduced us to a diverse cast of characters who navigated the challenges of college life at a fictional historically black university, all while addressing important social issues of the time. While the show's legacy continues to inspire, the real lives of many of its cast members took tragic turns after the cameras stopped rolling. From unexpected illnesses and battles with addiction to sudden accidents and personal hardships, 27 members of the A Different World cast faced heartbreaking and untimely deaths. Join us as we honor their lives, celebrate their contributions to television history, and reflect on the legacies they left behind, reminding us of the human fragility behind even the brightest stars. Ron O'Neal, born on September 1, 1937, portrayed Mercer Gilbert in A Different World, 1988. Raised in a struggling working-class family in Utica, New York, O'Neal was determined to escape poverty. After moving to Cleveland, he studied at the Caramoo House, a respected black theater. His breakthrough came in 1972 with Superfly, a role that both made him a cultural icon and, tragically, trapped him in the narrow confines of typecasting. His success brought immense pressure, as Hollywood repeatedly cast him in roles that leaned on his tough guy image, and he was unable to break free from the shadow of his famous character. He married twice but had no children. His second marriage to Audrey Poole was one of emotional strain, weighed down by his ongoing health problems and frustration over his stalled career. His first marriage ended in a bitter divorce, largely due to the strain of his early fame. In his final years, O'Neal battled pancreatic cancer, a diagnosis that came after years of suffering silently. He passed away on January 14, 2004, at the age of 66. His death marked the end of a life haunted by both professional disappointment and personal sorrow, yet his influence on black representation in film remains undeniable. Roscoe Lee Browne, born on May 2, 1922, played Dr. Barnabas Foster in A Different World, 1988. Browne was raised in Woodbury, New Jersey, in a deeply religious household. He excelled academically, earning a degree from Lincoln University, and later became a professor before pursuing acting. His imposing voice and dignified presence made him a beloved figure on stage and screen. But behind the scenes, Browne faced the persistent sting of racial discrimination, which limited his opportunities despite his talents. Never married and childless, Browne lived a somewhat isolated personal life, dedicating himself fully to his craft. His close relationships were mostly within his professional circle, and some speculated that the emotional barriers he built around himself came from deep-seated racial trauma, having grown up during segregation. His career highlight came in The Cowboys alongside John Wayne, but the triumph was marred by Hollywood's hesitance to give a black man leading roles. Toward the end of his life, Browne struggled with stomach cancer, which he kept private until his final months. He died on April 11, 2007, at the age of 84. His legacy remains in his powerful voice, but his life was marked by personal loneliness and the struggles of racial inequality in his profession. Lou Myers, born on September 26, 1935, portrayed Vernon Gaines in A Different World, 1988. Raised in Chesapeake, West Virginia, Myers didn't always envision a career in entertainment. Initially pursuing singing, he later found his calling in acting after struggling through odd jobs and facing rejection. Despite not receiving formal training in the arts, his charisma brought him to the screen, where his portrayal of Vernon Gaines, the wisecracking cook, became a defining moment. Myers never married, citing a lifelong fear of commitment after witnessing his parents' tumultuous relationship, but he was close to his family, particularly his sisters. His life was marked by two major tragedies. The first was the prolonged battle for recognition in Hollywood, often being typecast and overlooked because of his race and unconventional looks. The second came in his later years, when he struggled with severe health problems, including heart complications. On February 19, 2013, Myers died from pneumonia at the age of 77, leaving behind a legacy of warmth and sincerity in his performances. Mary Alice, born on December 3, 1936, portrayed Letty Bostick in A Different World, 1988. Growing up in the small town of Indianola, Mississippi, Alice experienced a humble upbringing surrounded by strong women, which later influenced her powerful portrayals on stage and screen. She attended Chicago's Roosevelt University, initially planning to pursue social work before discovering acting. After years in regional theater, she became a force to be reckoned with, most notably earning an Emmy for I'll Fly Away. In terms of personal life, she married briefly but chose not to have children, explaining that her career consumed most of her focus. Alice suffered two significant tragedies. The first was a near-fatal car accident in her 40s that left her physically and emotionally scarred. The second was the slow progression of type 2 diabetes, which limited her work and social life in her later years. She passed away peacefully on July 27, 2022, at the age of 85, remembered as an actress who brought deep emotional nuance to every role she inhabited. Diahann Carroll, born on July 17, 1935, played Marion Gilbert in A Different World, 1989. Growing up in the Bronx, New York, Carroll's rise to fame was as remarkable as it was difficult. She attended New York University, juggling her studies with singing and modeling jobs, determined to break into an industry that was reluctant to embrace African American women. Carroll was the first black woman to star in her own TV series, Julia, which was groundbreaking but came with intense scrutiny and pressure. She married 4 times, her most publicized marriage being to singer Vic Damone. She had one daughter, Suzanne, from her first marriage, but her family life was fraught with tension. Carroll's 2 deepest sorrows came from her lifelong struggle with depression, often exacerbated by the racism and sexism she faced in Hollywood. Additionally, her battle with breast cancer was particularly devastating, as she kept much of her suffering private. Diahann Carroll died of cancer on October 4, 2019, at the age of 84, leaving behind an unparalleled legacy of breaking racial barriers and championing diversity on screen. Rosalind Cash, born on December 31, 1938, portrayed Dean Hughes in A Different World, 1989. She grew up in a modest household in Atlantic City, New Jersey, one of 4 children. As a young woman, she dreamed of becoming an actress but faced constant financial hardships. After attending the City College of New York, she relocated to Los Angeles to chase her dreams. Cash's career was filled with highlights, such as her role in The Omega Man, but also an overwhelming sense of frustration as she encountered barriers as an African American woman in a predominantly white industry. Though she never married or had children, Cash poured her love into her work, immersing herself in her art to combat feelings of loneliness and rejection. She once confided to friends that she felt unseen by Hollywood, despite her talent. 2 significant tragedies marked her life. First, the death of her younger brother, which devastated her, and second, her battle with cancer, which she endured privately for years. This relentless disease forced her into early retirement. Rosalind Cash passed away on October 31, 1995, at the age of 56, taken too soon by cancer, leaving behind a legacy of resilience and groundbreaking performances in theater, film, and television. Robert Guillaume, born on November 30, 1927, played Dean Winston in A Different World, 1991. Raised in the poverty-stricken neighborhoods of St. Louis, Missouri, Robert's childhood was marred by abandonment. His mother left him when he was young, and he was raised by his grandmother. He later found solace in music and theater, excelling academically at Washington University and later attending St. Louis University. His career took off with his Emmy-winning role as Benson in Soap and its spin-off Benson. However, his personal life was not without turbulence. His first marriage ended in devastation when his wife tragically died in a car accident, leaving him emotionally shattered. He remarried later in life and had 4 children, though his relationship with them was often strained due to his demanding career. One of his daughters, Jacqueline, faced severe mental health issues, a heartbreak Robert carried with him. In his later years, he fought a long and painful battle with prostate cancer, ultimately succumbing to complications from the disease on October 24, 2017, at the age of 89. Despite the struggles, his legacy as a trailblazer in African American representation remains untouched. Ted Ross, born June 30, 1934, and famous for his role as Dean Harris in A Different World, 1987, grew up in Zanesville, Ohio, where he faced racial discrimination from an early age. His father abandoned the family when Ted was just a child, leaving his mother to raise him alone in a predominantly white community. His passion for acting and music became an escape, and he eventually attended the American Academy of Dramatic Arts. Known for his booming voice and imposing presence, Ted won a Tony Award for his role as the Cowardly Lion in The Wiz. However, behind the accolades was a man plagued by loneliness. He never married, struggled with forming lasting relationships, and had no children. His close friends described him as distant, likely because of the trauma he carried from a car accident that killed his beloved sister when he was just beginning his career. Ted was also tormented by diabetes in his later years, leading to significant health decline. He passed away on September 3, 2002, at the age of 68, after suffering complications from a stroke. Richard Roundtree, born July 9, 1942, is best known for his role as Clinton Reese in A Different World, 1989, though he rose to stardom as the iconic John Shaft in the groundbreaking film Shaft. Born in New Rochelle, New York, Roundtree excelled at athletics, winning a football scholarship to Southern Illinois University before pursuing a career in modeling and acting. His tough guy persona made him a household name, but it also pigeonholed him, and he struggled to break free from typecasting. Roundtree's personal life mirrored the chaos of his career. He was married twice, and both marriages ended in acrimonious divorces. He had 5 children, yet his relationship with them was turbulent, especially with his son, John, who battled drug addiction, leaving Roundtree devastated. Professionally, his battle with breast cancer, a rare illness for men, added another layer of complexity to his life. He faced stigmatization for being a male breast cancer survivor, and for years, he kept his diagnosis a secret. His death on October 24, 2023, due to cancer at the age of 81, marked the end of a life filled with both cinematic triumphs and personal tribulations. Jaime Cardriche, born on March 20, 1968, portrayed Winston the Meat Locker Woodson in A Different World, 1988. Growing up in Savannah, Georgia, Jaime was immersed in a nurturing yet challenging environment that fostered his love for sports. His talent in athletics earned him a scholarship to Oklahoma State University, where he excelled in both football and basketball, showcasing his versatility and determination. Transitioning into acting, Cardriche landed several roles, but his breakthrough came with his memorable portrayal in Malcolm and Eddie. Despite his growing success, Jaime faced personal struggles, including health issues that plagued him for years. He never married and had no children, a choice that seemed influenced by his dedication to his career and the pressures he felt as a young actor. His life took a tragic turn when he underwent gallbladder surgery at the age of 32. Complications arose during the procedure, leading to his untimely death on July 28, 2000. The loss of Cardriche was felt deeply by those who knew him and by fans who admired his talent. Gilbert Gottfried, born on February 28, 1955, played Sergeant in A Different World, 1992. Raised in the lively streets of Brooklyn, New York, Gottfried discovered his passion for comedy at a young age, often performing for friends and family. His distinct voice and irreverent humor quickly made him a standout in the comedy scene, culminating in his iconic role as the voice of the Aflac Duck, which brought him widespread recognition. Gottfried married Dara Kravitz, and the couple welcomed a child, but his personal life had its challenges. He grappled with the emotional toll of losing his father, which deeply affected him. Moreover, Gottfried was diagnosed with a rare and severe heart condition known as recurrent ventricular fibrillation, which significantly impacted his health and forced him to confront his mortality. Despite his vibrant comedic persona, these personal battles loomed large in his life. On April 12, 2022, he passed away at the age of 67 due to complications related to his condition, leaving behind a world of laughter intertwined with his struggles. Kristoff St. John, born on July 15, 1966, portrayed E.Z. Brooks in A Different World, 1988. Growing up in the vibrant and diverse culture of New York City, St. John showed an early interest in acting, pursuing his dreams with determination. His talent and hard work eventually paid off when he gained significant recognition for his role as Neil Winters on The Young and the Restless, a character that won him numerous accolades, including an Emmy Award. However, behind the glitz and glamour, Kristoff's personal life was fraught with difficulties. He married twice and had 3 children, but he faced immense heartbreak with the tragic loss of his son, a loss that left him reeling and affected his emotional well-being. St. John also battled various health issues, which added to the burden he carried. His struggles with mental health became a significant part of his life story, often overshadowed by his successful career. Tragically, on February 3, 2019, Kristoff St. John passed away at the age of 52 due to heart failure, leaving a void in the lives of those who knew him and admired his talent. Earle Hyman, born on October 11, 1926, gained recognition for his role as Russell Huxtable in A Different World, 1987. Growing up in Rocky Mount, North Carolina, Earle moved to Brooklyn, New York, as a teenager, where he discovered his passion for acting while participating in local theater. His commitment to the craft led him to pursue opportunities in theater and television, eventually landing a prominent role as Cliff Huxtable's father on The Cosby Show. Despite his professional success, Hyman faced significant personal challenges. He never married and had no children, which left him feeling isolated at times, particularly as he navigated the ups and downs of his career. In his later years, Earle struggled with various health issues that limited his ability to perform, creating a sense of frustration and sadness for someone who had dedicated his life to the stage and screen. Compounding this sorrow, he lost several close friends in the industry, which took a toll on his emotional well-being. Hyman passed away on November 17, 2017, due to natural causes at the age of 91. Raymond St. Jacques, born on March 1, 1930, made a lasting impression as Professor Charles Moseley in A Different World, 1988. Raised in New Haven, Connecticut, he discovered his passion for acting during a school production of Othello, igniting a lifelong ambition to perform. After attending college, he pursued a career in entertainment, eventually landing notable roles, including his memorable performance in Cotton Comes to Harlem. Despite his professional achievements, Raymond faced a number of hardships throughout his life. He never married and had no children, perhaps dedicating his time and energy to his work instead. As he built his career, he encountered the harsh realities of breaking racial barriers in Hollywood, which often made him feel like an outsider in an industry that was resistant to change. In his later years, St. Jacques dealt with serious health issues that impacted his ability to work and enjoy life fully. He passed away on August 27, 1990, due to natural causes at the age of 60. Roxie Roker, born on August 28, 1929, is best remembered for her role as Dean Barksdale in A Different World, 1991. Growing up in Miami, Florida, she moved to Brooklyn, New York, where she attended Howard University and began her pursuit of acting. Roxie's breakout role came as Helen Willis on The Jeffersons, where her talent and charm captivated audiences. Despite her on-screen success, her personal life was fraught with challenges. She married musician Cy Kravitz, and they had a son, Lenny Kravitz, but the marriage faced significant difficulties that eventually led to their separation. Roxie's struggles were further compounded by her battle with breast cancer, which not only took a toll on her health but also on her spirit. In addition to her health issues, the loss of her husband added emotional weight during her fight against the disease. Roxie passed away on December 2, 1995, due to breast cancer at the age of 66. Heavy D, born on May 24, 1967, portrayed himself in A Different World, 1989. Growing up in Mandeville, Jamaica, before moving to Mount Vernon, New York, he developed a deep passion for music at an early age. As the lead vocalist of Heavy D and the Boys, he played a significant role in the hip-hop scene during the late 1980s and early 1990s, helping to popularize a sound that blended reggae, R&B, and hip-hop. His career reached new heights with his hit single Now That We Found Love, which showcased his vibrant style and charisma. Although Heavy D never married, he had one daughter who was the light of his life. His journey was marred by tragedy, particularly with the untimely death of his close friend and bandmate Trouble T. Roy, which devastated him emotionally. Additionally, Heavy D faced significant health challenges throughout his life, including struggles with weight and heart issues. On November 8, 2011, he tragically passed away due to a pulmonary embolism at the age of 44, leaving a void in the music industry and among his family and fans. Larry Linville, born on September 29, 1939, played Senator Hutchinson in A Different World, 1992. Raised in the picturesque town of Ojai, California, he developed a passion for acting early on, leading him to study at the prestigious Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London. Linville became widely recognized for his iconic portrayal of Major Frank Burns on the beloved television series MASH*, a role that showcased his remarkable comedic talents. Despite his professional success, Linville's personal life was tumultuous. He was married 5 times and had 1 child, navigating the complexities of relationships while pursuing his career. His life was shadowed by the ongoing struggle against typecasting, which made it difficult for him to find diverse roles after MASH star. Tragically, he faced a serious battle with cancer in his later years, which significantly impacted his health. Linville ultimately passed away on April 10, 2000, due to complications from pneumonia at the age of 60, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances but also a sense of longing for the roles he never had the chance to play. James Avery, born on November 27, 1945, portrayed the Pin Punisher in A Different World, 1989. Growing up in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Avery had a diverse upbringing that included serving in the U.S. Navy during the Vietnam War, an experience that shaped his worldview. After his service, he pursued a career in acting, enrolling at Thurgood Marshall College to hone his craft. He gained widespread acclaim for his role as Uncle Phil on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, a character that resonated deeply with audiences and showcased his impressive range as an actor. Avery was married to Barbara Avery, but the couple chose not to have children, focusing instead on their professional endeavors. His later years were marked by health issues that challenged his vibrant spirit. Despite his resilience, these struggles took a toll on him, leading to significant medical concerns. On December 31, 2013, James Avery passed away due to complications from open-heart surgery at the age of 68, leaving behind a cherished legacy as a powerful presence on screen and a beloved television father figure. Julius Carry, born on March 12, 1952, portrayed Larry Beaujolais in A Different World, 1991. Growing up in Chicago, Illinois, Carry found his calling in acting early in life, leading him to the Goodman School of Drama, where he honed his craft. His breakout role as Shonuff in The Last Dragon brought him significant acclaim and showcased his unique blend of charisma and talent. He married Naomi Carey, but the couple did not have children, which some speculated stemmed from his focus on his career and the challenges that came with it. Carey faced numerous tragic moments in his life, including a long and difficult battle with pancreatic cancer that took a toll on both his physical and emotional well-being. The loss of close friends in the entertainment industry also weighed heavily on him, amplifying the sense of isolation he felt during his illness. Carey's struggle with cancer ultimately claimed his life on August 19, 2008, at the age of 56, leaving behind a body of work that fans and colleagues remember fondly. Brad Johnson, born on October 24, 1959, played Mr. Wes in A Different World, 1991. Raised in the picturesque town of Ojai, California, Johnson pursued his passion for acting at the Royal Academy of Dramatic Art in London, where he refined his skills. He gained fame for his portrayal of Major Frank Burns on MASH*, a role that catapulted him into the spotlight but also led to typecasting, making it difficult for him to land varied roles thereafter. Johnson married 5 times and had 1 child, but his multiple marriages suggest a tumultuous personal life, filled with challenges. Tragically, he faced health struggles of his own, battling cancer that brought significant hardships. His health further declined when he developed pneumonia, a complication that would ultimately lead to his demise. On February 18, 2022, Johnson passed away at the age of 62, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances, yet also a life marked by personal and professional struggles. Kenneth Mars, born on April 4, 1935, portrayed Ridley in A Different World, 1992. Growing up in Chicago, Illinois, Mars attended Northwestern University, where he nurtured his talent for acting. He became well known for his comedic roles in classic Mel Brooks films such as The Producers and Young Frankenstein, which showcased his distinctive voice and flair for humor. His career continued to flourish, with a notable highlight being his role as Otto Mancusser on Malcolm in the Middle. Mars married Barbara Newborn, and together they had 2 children, creating a family life that was a source of joy amid the pressures of Hollywood. However, as he aged, Mars faced various health issues that significantly affected his quality of life and professional engagements. On February 12, 2011, he passed away due to natural causes at the age of 75, leaving behind a wealth of comedic performances but also a life that had its share of challenges. Thomas Mikal Ford, born on September 5, 1964, is best known for his role as Lamar Collins in A Different World, 1989. Growing up in Los Angeles, California, he was drawn to the arts early on and pursued a degree in acting at the University of Southern California. Ford's career gained significant traction when he landed the role of Tommy Strawn on the hit sitcom Martin, which showcased his comedic talent and charm. Despite his success, Ford faced personal challenges, including the difficulties of maintaining a healthy marriage to Gina Sasso, with whom he had 2 children. In his later years, Thomas faced a tragic battle with a ruptured abdominal aneurysm, a life-threatening condition that brought about numerous health complications. His struggles intensified as he dealt with the emotional toll of his health issues. On October 12, 2016, Ford passed away at the age of 52, leaving behind a legacy of memorable performances that resonated with fans of African American television comedy. Tony Burton, born on March 23, 1937, made an appearance as Cap Connors in A Different World, 1990. Raised in Flint, Michigan, Burton initially pursued a career in boxing, where he achieved notable success. However, his passion for acting led him to transition into the entertainment industry, ultimately landing a significant role as Duke in the Rocky film series. Tony's life was characterized by his strong presence both in the ring and on screen. He married Ray Burton and had 6 children, striving to balance his demanding career with family life. Yet, in his later years, he faced a series of health challenges that deeply impacted his well-being. Additionally, he endured the heartbreak of losing close friends, which weighed heavily on him. Burton passed away on February 25, 2016, due to complications from pneumonia at the age of 78, marking the end of a multifaceted life filled with triumphs and tribulations. Paul Benedict, born on September 17, 1938, is recognized for his portrayal of Mr. Ludlow in A Different World, 1991. Growing up in Silver City, New Mexico, he pursued his passion for acting at Suffolk University in Boston, where he honed his skills. Paul gained widespread recognition for his role as Harry Bentley on The Jeffersons, a character that highlighted his unique comedic style. Despite his success, Benedict's personal life was marked by challenges. He never married and had no children, often dedicating himself entirely to his craft. Tragically, he struggled with acromegaly, a condition that significantly affected his physical appearance and often led to health issues later in life. These health complications created additional hurdles for him, impacting his ability to work and enjoy life. On December 1, 2008, he passed away due to complications from a brain hemorrhage at the age of 70, leaving behind a distinctive body of work in television comedy. Jeanette DuBois, born on August 5, 1932, portrayed Brenda Haynes in A Different World, 1991. Growing up in Brooklyn, New York, DuBois showed a passion for the performing arts early on, eventually honing her talents as both a singer and actress. Her breakout role came as Willona Woods on the classic sitcom Good Times, where her vibrant personality and comedic timing won over audiences. DuBois married twice and had 4 children, although her family life was not without heartache. One of her sons tragically passed away, a loss that profoundly affected her. Later in life, DuBois struggled with various health issues, which took a toll on her well-being. Despite these challenges, she continued to perform and inspire others until her final days. On February 17, 2020, she passed away from cardiac arrest at the age of 87, leaving behind a rich legacy of performances that resonated with generations. Marcia Wallace, born on November 1, 1942, played the waitress in A Different World, 1992. Raised in Creston, Iowa, Wallace pursued her love for acting and comedy, eventually making her way to New York City, where she dazzled audiences in cabaret shows. Her career reached new heights with her iconic role as Carol Kester on The Bob Newhart Show and as the voice of Edna Crabapple on The Simpsons, a character that became beloved by fans worldwide. Wallace married Dennis Hawley and had 1 child, but her personal life faced challenges as well. She battled breast cancer, which added emotional strain to her life, compounded by the loss of her husband. Despite her struggles, she maintained her sense of humor and continued to work. Tragically, on October 25, 2013, Wallace passed away due to complications from pneumonia at the age of 70, leaving behind a legacy of laughter and joy in the entertainment industry. Anita Morris, born on March 14, 1943, portrayed Joni Brooks in A Different World, 1992. Growing up in Durham, North Carolina, Morris was drawn to the theater, which led her to attend the American Musical and Dramatic Academy. She achieved significant acclaim for her Tony-nominated role in the musical 9, showcasing her incredible talent and charisma on stage. Morris married Grover Dale, and they had 1 child, but her life was marked by the challenges of balancing motherhood and a demanding career. Tragically, she faced a difficult battle with ovarian cancer, which affected her both personally and professionally. Despite her health struggles, she remained dedicated to her craft until the end. On March 2, 1994, Anita Morris passed away from ovarian cancer at the age of 50, leaving behind a powerful legacy of performances that inspired many in the world of musical theater. What do you think about the deaths of the actors in A Different World, and who do you miss the most among them? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to see the latest videos.